What am I missing? Part 2. Just before COVID, 19 was a thing. This was the thing, the big thing. Meanwhile, the politicians were there busily arguing. Take a look at this and hiss, because voter perils are still lurking lazily under polling fingers. So here's to you, a little thing called What Am I Missing? A poem of the times, yes. This is part 2 of 2, and it goes like this. These facts are here to prove that we are aware of your hiccups and the pact you'd signed from way back. And of course, we did nothing wrong. We're not like you and your such man friends who, on the other hand, can't ever seem to be able to get anything right. Come on, come on. Not even the other side of your left-handed bills that you write, nor the articles you would have wronged when you'd set out to write out our wrongs. So went on those educated ones. Well, nothing wrong with that part, Yardman. Nothing at all. Except for the buttoning up of the bottom lines that were hanging off his hip joint above the bottomless pit point at the time. That which he was just about to fall into quick it. Ointa! Yeah, man, headlong he went to the fall in it. So said the topmost third of the tiers of the wisest of the wise men here. The same also came from among the elites over there. None was able, though, to bridge the gap or shorten the divide that exists and persists up until this, between the two, too many sides. But this one over here has got the perfect solution clear. The answer is holed up in his sweaty hands bare, which came down to just one, as I was to hear. Which turned out, as it must, to be just this one on the bus. Let's leave it up to the voters. So he said to the camera, turning up in his gaze about hers, and hence was readying the telling team to get him in on the news. Then out again to be on the front page of the Post, wrapping up the views, while being seen out there posing in the media spheres in a couple of days, all enclosed in, just over there. Do you hear? Yes, my dear. Well, of course, let's leave it up to the voters to decide therein. To quote ours, so he said, and lied again in my hearing, and I was like, what did I just miss? What did I miss? What do we make of that and this? What did I miss? Again, I had to have asked and hissed, because in a situation such as this, I couldn't help but hiss at the abyss and wonder out loud from the backside of my speech. What did I miss? What did I miss? We've got to trust the voters, they say, to make the right decision on this one-sided, busted right-left punch of a left-handed play, right? Right. And why is that? Someone was heard asking mocked. Mocking the answer that was quick in coming back from the elitist of the educated pack. It's because, came the answer rolling into their asked questions fast. Just like a paying customer in business class does and do, the voter in politics too is always right, isn't that right? Right. Well, of course he's right. He has certainly got the right as well as the left foot of the shoe ma'ite, and the power too. It's all there in his right hand wearing the wrong shoe. By the shower, that's who. And in the one left of their best of new, on the hour. The power to make the right call and the proper decision test after all, yeah. Of all the others with, or even those without a vested interest in it, it is he, the voter, we. It's always the we sorts who have got the correct answer, as we must heart. We've got the power to get them and the rest of us out of this hellhole of a thinly divided, one-sided, messy mess brawl that I did, Paul. The one that those over there with purely non-politically motivated interests, clearly didn't have. Wink, wink, and nod. Best of all, from the very onset, even before that call, fair? Fear, I guess. I know, but no, it wasn't so. It wasn't them and their companions who had gotten us to digress and divert from serving the people's best interest then. No, Bert. Which, as you already know, the little witch, was the only reason the voters had gotten interested in this messy mess business in the first year. Yes, that place right there, Buster. Anyhow, let's move along now to the best place of the firstest. Because the people, as said before, are the ones who know what's best for sure. So, let's put them to the test once more, said the one decked out in a vest, I'm sure. The test that we would have gotten ourselves together from the past and institute on the voters list fast. Whatever they say is the correct answer right away. That decision shall be binding for the next 4 years on and winding. Yes, winding up to stay and pointing us toward the next generation's spheres too, so that if we should somehow manage to last that long under these same conditions, while the other them get richer and fatter and mightier as proper, and get to secure for themselves an elevated place for the future. In his story too, not mine. As in the story, Hugh, mine is cuter. While we, the voting people, like he who's mute and feeble, like me, we get poorer and weaker and fewer and meeker, whilst wasting away even yet the more her, and become so blinded by the glistening light shining out of the stencil, trashy wrapping papers bright and binding, so that they, we, us, and not them, but us, those of us who can't ever seem to be able to see a thing but our own guts, and a few busted up buttons and bolts to screw us and our smoked out cigarette butt, but out the doors, fuss and foremost. Well, of course, perhaps there'll remain a bit of hearing left in the hearing aids for these sorts of us souls, to hear the piles of dressed up nonsense they tell them there when comes the next election year, so that we may go out again and vote for them. Not me nor us, but them, and much more of the same. The most outrageous pile of ducklings lame, but who is to be blamed? Really? Surely not me nor us, but them, Neely. Those who will be able to do the most. Nothing for most of them. Well, nothing other than to do them in again. Amen. You probably get the leader that you deserve with her, so I heard it said of them as it occurred. Would have happened when you went out to play and swallowed the broth they had served up and tossed away. Now, look, these are they, those. The boss's boss and Rose. Those you get with the polling fingers from polls, yes, there they are. From the highly sophisticated down to the lowest bum dressing up the business class. In the house of the gated near the bar on the skid, the showroom windows, and the wasted. Among all the other things that are well known and documented that they did. You do know what I mean, kid, don't you? Yes, it's true. I know, but no, it wasn't so. We're not talking about those at the center of the scheme of things. We're talking about those two extremes, like where voters and elections lie somewhere in between. Yeah, man, I mean, in them is where all our solutions lie, naked and bare, but why? What the heck do I care, my guy? So said that man over there on high. Beware. Voters, you sure had better beware. That's it. Now you may like, share, and comment. We would certainly appreciate it if you would subscribe and follow us somewhere too. If you haven't yet done so, go and watch part 1. Thank you.